All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate the love, support. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. I do appreciate everybody who do share the video. It's the best way to donate and help out to the channel. If you want to make a donation, share the video. Also, the links are in the description. Appreciate the love, support, and we about to get disrespectful in my blue face voice, man. Um, just talking. I was chopping up with somebody, and then I listened to a particular video today, retweeted out by Timothy Bradley from Ring IQ. Shout out to Julius Fox. You know, at the end of the day, you ain't always going to agree. He might be one of the biggest trolls on the internet, but he know his shit though. You gotta give him credit where credit is due, man. And he's straight. I ain't really had no bad run-ins with him. We had a few debates, but yeah, this usually ain't one of the days I do streams no more. But it's kind of my disrespectful day, and at the end of the day, it ain't no consistency in boxing. All right. Obviously, we know the situation out there with Jermall Charlo. He got the one fight deal to fight Ricky E. Salute in the super chat. Appreciate the love support. He got the one fight deal to fight Demetrius Andrade. And people say basically some people saying, oh, why should he go to the zone and he not getting this exposure and all this. Obviously, also Lance Pugmire tweeted out about an hour ago that Derrick James said Errol Spence back in the gym. That can mean he walked in the gym. That can mean he sat in the gym. That can mean he can hit the bag, he hit the mitts. He just came in the gym. Still ain't seen no photos. So, believe what you want to believe. But the good thing about it is that gives belief to his story is that, he ain't vacated the belt. So he must be in good health. Bushido Boxer salute. But at the end of the day, and I was talking to somebody on the phone, right? We chopping it up. We from time to time we do. Right? Not just about boxing, but like real shit, man. And we chopping it up, and one thing that conversation brought to me, and one thing that I'm going around the internet, constantly, through the day, having conversations, maybe DMing with people back and forth. And one thing that I did notice today, and one thing I learned today is there's no pro black in the box community. It's no pro black in the world. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can have people around here trying to keep it alive, but pro black doesn't exist no more. You know what I'm saying? Because when you say pro black, and if you believe it exists, it's subjective. It's what you believe it is and what you believe it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody might say, well, I got a white wife, but I'm pro black. I'm like Martin. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm hardcore. Huey, that's my guy. And I'm black. I'm black, y'all, and I'm bleakly black. And somebody else might be like, hey, man, you can't be extreme or super duper pro black and you got a white wife. See, it's subjective, like almost any, like boxing. You know what I'm saying? Three judges might have thought Tony Harrison won, but people in the crowd might have thought Jamil won, or people at home might have thought Jamil won. So at the end of the day, it's subjective. It's what you want to be. It's no super duper pro black. There's no black fist in the ear no more. It's none of that no more, right? And that's what they're trying to keep creating in the box community, right? They're trying to make it seem like they're a militant, black militant group and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, no matter how black you try to act, what you want to be remembered for? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I watch people do YouTube videos say, I'm up working for y'all and I'm doing this for y'all, and we grinding for y'all. And I'm thinking like, shit, ain't ads running on here? I mean, you got like 100, 200,000 subscribers, or you got all these subscribers and you doing this. At the end of the day, I ain't doing this shit for y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. I started doing this shit because I like to do it. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not doing this shit for y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Oh, I did this, thanks to Ricky E. I did this for. Now, if you ask me to do a video, I'll do it if I can fit it in. You know what I'm saying? If I got a video request, or whatever. But I'm not on YouTube for you niggas, dog. Banco, salute. I'm not on here for y'all. I ain't get on here and say, oh man, I go on YouTube for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I can share my opinion with the brother. Man, hell no. I got on here because one, I had a point to prove I could do it better than somebody else. Two, I end up like doing it. I end up like creating and chopping up the videos and doing it that way. I ain't doing this shit for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. I do it because I actually like it. In the process, I get to pay. I get to get money off something I like doing. So when you work hard and you put effort into something, you get paid for it. Why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? If I didn't like doing this shit, I wouldn't do it. People say, "Well, you monetized. You was doing." Man, I remember I did like 100 videos in 2 weeks. I ain't had 2 subscribers to rub together. You know, so I've been grinding before a dollar became in it. I do it because I legitimately like to do it. Now, do some people take it a little bit more serious than others? Yeah, people take certain things more serious than others. But guess what? I don't need Magna Media. I don't need Premier Boxing Champions. I don't need Top Rank. I don't need The Zone. I don't need Eddie Hearn, AJ Wilder. I don't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? And that's what make me dangerous. I don't need 78 to co-sign me and come on here and chop it up and get a couple thousand off him. Don't need it. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk a little bit about boxing, right? And at the end of the day, when you look at it, dog, you got your PBC extremists, but your average PBC fanboy, right? This is what they don't know boxing. They don't know the history of boxing. So they nor can inform you on the skills, or they can inform you on modern history or like deep history. This is the problem, right? And Ring IQ had a video about Timothy Bradley, right? Everything he said about Timothy Bradley, and a little bit more I said, and a little bit more he said. You know, when people say, "Oh, Timothy Bradley raccooning for Terrence Crawford," I mean, at the end of the day, what I don't understand is this: boxing is supposed to be about the marquee fights, right? And I was chopping it up with somebody, and I say, and I gave him some game last time, right? I gave the dude some game. I was like, you know what? I was like, you know, he was like, yeah, you need to start coming to these fights. And I was like, you know what? I was like, why do I need to go to these fights? Because ain't none of these fights I care about seeing. What do I get from these fights? Okay, I get away from the family for a minute. I get a little mini vacation. That's it. What do I get? Really don't get much. Because you don't really get a historic memory. How many classical fights have you had like Ali Frazier in this decade? Not too many. Not none I can remember. How many guys you had like the Rumble in the Jungle and Frazier Foreman? You know what I'm saying? You know, how many historic nights have you had in boxing where, you left mind blown? Dude in a parachute jumping, flying the ring and shit like that. You haven't. You haven't got those fights. Angel, salute. You haven't got those fights. And that's sad. But then again, PBC has this narrative where, and let me get comfortable. PBC has this narrative that they build stars, right? What star has Premier Boxing Champions actually built? Give me something. What star have they built? What $1 million pay-per-view fighter had they built? Give it to me. All this ducking that Leo doing, that Gervonta doing, that Errol doing, that Danny Garcia doing, they have strategically controlled the board, right? They have strategically moved around the board. But how many stars has Al Haymon built? How many? See, Floyd Mayweather isn't the Model T for fighters. He ain't the base. He not the prototype for fighters. For PBC fight. Let me school you on this. He ain't the prototype. Because Oscar De La Hoya built Floyd Mayweather. Without Oscar De La Hoya fighting Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? None of this probably would be possible right now. You probably still get, contenders fighting contenders. You know what I'm saying? You get real mandatories. You get guys taking chances, taking risks. People looking at Mayweather like he's Berto is the prototype. You know what I'm saying? Let me school guys on boxing. You all right? About like boxing that you can learn and act like you know about. Berto was the first real PBC fighter. See, Al Haymon was trying to move Berto. He was pushing Berto as this starter came out to amateurs, and they was moving Berto strategically and They was babysitting Berto. They was milking HBO for money for Berto. And they had niggas like me believing. I was 14, 13, 15, believing Berto was that next guy. He was the next superstar. They did the same thing with Adrian Broner, too. And that was the last time I fell for the wishbone offense or the wing T. It's the last time they got me with the triple option, right? They tried to build Berto in that mode, and Berto ended up losing to somebody. I can't remember. I get these dudes mixed up, bro. And I'm going to pull up who he ended up losing and got exposed. And that's one of the reasons, not just Bob Arum. Bob Arum played a huge key, but that's one of the reasons that they pushed Al Haymon off of HBO, because he milked guys for their money. It might have been It was Victor Ortiz who beat him, but it was another fight he got exposed in. I feel Collazo beat him, right? But they put a lot of money into Andre Berto. And when they found out Andre Berto, I guess it was Victor Ortiz, Jason Sosa, he lost to Victor Ortiz. That was one of the reasons why HBO decided to move on from Al Haymon. Not just because also Bob Arum was giving a huge push on that as well, too. But Andre Berto was the first intended PBC fighter before PBC. That's the model they tried to use to push fighters after Mayweather. See, without Oscar De La Hoya being at the end of the light, you know what I'm saying? You can't be Mayweather. And also, without the ingredients, it's not even a skill. Before we get to the skills, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to fight like Floyd. You don't have to have a shoulder roll. You don't have to pity pat roll. You don't have to be the aggressive pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. But what you do have to do is you have to have charisma. You know what I'm saying? You have to talk that shit. Floyd Mayweather had the right opponent with Oscar De La Hoya, a guy who had the cachet, who was Mr. Las Vegas at the time. See, pay attention. Mr. Las Vegas at the time. Now, Floyd Mayweather is Mr. Las Vegas, right? You have the guy, Oscar De La Hoya, who is Mr. Las Vegas, right? All right? He Mr. Las Vegas. Mayweather talked his way up. Now, people knew who Mayweather was. He talked his way up. He sold that fight. Don't nobody want to care about no effing dogs. Will he tell De La Hoya that? Didn't he tell De La Hoya that? People want controversy. My name is Money, Floyd. I make it rain. Throwing the money into the camera. He played the role. He built that persona. You know what I'm saying? He made people believe that he was gonna knock out Oscar De La Hoya. He made people believe this was gonna be a can't miss fight for $50, $55 back then. And it was a spectacle, even though the fight was boring. But each and every time Floyd Mayweather made you believe that it was about to be a spectacle, he talked it. He talked it so good that people believed it. And every time I talk to people, oh man, Floyd, all he did was run this fight. I'm not buying another Floyd Mayweather fight. 12 months later, they bought another Floyd Mayweather fight. Said it again. Floyd made people buy in every time, no matter how boring the results is, or he knocked him out versus like Marquez, or he knocked him out like Hatton, or he watched him like Marquez. Floyd made you believe with his mouth, and then that's just what it was. But that's the exception. That's the exception. They trying to build their fighters like Andre Berto, where they collared them and they moved them up nicely. Tell me this. Why ain't Al Haymon ever built a star? Who has he ever built? Huh? Why hasn't he built a Oscar De La Hoya? Because Bob Arum did. Why hasn't he built the Oscar De La Hoya? Why he ain't take a Mexican fighter and build them up? You know what I'm saying? Sacrifice a few fighters, make it seem like he Canelo, or make it seem like, you know, he got 2 or 3 belts, pay to get 3 belts, and build him up to be this nice shiny thing that's real hollow and real light, but he look heavy on the outside. Why hasn't Al Haymon built a star? All these dudes going off a model of ducking. It's proven again. Errol Spence, he ain't gonna be a Mayweather type star before or after the accident. The Charlos, they not gonna be stars because they can't. They just ain't got it. They got the right mindset. They talk, but they just don't talk stuff. Now if you let me say this, and I wanted to say this in the beginning, before I forget. If you take Tony Harrison and his trash talk and his charisma, and you put it with Terrence Crawford, you put it with Errol Spence, You put it with the Charlo. You put that type of trash talk and that type of charisma with any of these top fighters, then you may have the next best thing next to Floyd Mayweather. But the prototype that PBC is going on, 100 miles of ducking, right? They put 100,000 miles in a professional boxing ring on their body, right? So now they're a high mileage used vehicle, right? You a high mileage used vehicle, you still running, but you ain't accomplished nothing. Okay, you got a couple trinkets, you got a couple belts, but you ducked this guy, you did this. They do all this ducking to, at the end of the day, still be Andre Berto. I say it again, bro. They did all this ducking at the end of the day to still end up being Andre Berto, right? Because guess what? Charlo, he lost. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Tony Harris. He really lost to Bonus. All these dudes, Leo Santa Cruz, he lost to Frampton, about to get sacrificed to Gervonta. So these dudes do all this ducking to, at the end of the day, still be Andre Berto. Huh? You spent 7 years of your career, you Errol Spence. You spent 7 years of your career. And you what? You a pay-per-view star for what, 300,000? 200,000 with Sean Porter? What makes you a pay-per-view star? Who gonna step up and say, you know what, man? This formula, it ain't working. This formula, it ain't working. I want to go out there and I want to fight the best and build myself off the fighting the best. Don't give me the script. Don't give me the matchmakers giving me the easy fights. No, I want to go out there and I want to fight the best. But the problem with that is you can beat Terrence Crawford on Top Rank. You can beat Terrence Crawford on Premier Boxing Champion Errol Spence 3 years ago. If they're not gonna feed you to fight the best, eventually, what did Joker told Batman, or whoever told Harvey, or was it Batman? Harvey then told Bruce Wayne, whatever the fuck he told him. What? Hold on, real quick. I done fucked up some shit. Hold on. What did he tell him? He said you live long enough. He said if you a hero, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, or whatever the fucking line was, right? That's just basically what it's turning out to be. Because Errol Spence went from being hungry, Pac-Man feed me. He went from being a hero, the guy that wanted to clean everybody else out, and guess what? He got broke. He kept running off the plantation. He kept running down on guys. They kept putting him in the hole. Oh, no, you can't do this. You can't do that. And eventually, you know what I'm saying? They broke him. Now he one of them. He infected. He's a zombie. He's a zombie now. He's Keith Thurman. He's what Keith Thurman is now. Keith Thurman was what Earl Spence was when he was a savage. Calling everybody out, and Al Haymon is he gonna protect everybody. You gotta have a Keith Thurman 5-6 years ago, and you gotta have an Earl Spence 2 or 3 years ago at the same time. Willing to make the fights happen. If you got guys that ain't willing to fight each other, Al Haymon not gonna make you. So Errol Spence went from being gangster, running down, wanting the best fights, to now he Keith Thurman. They changed him. They turned him over. They broke him in. He was trilled at once. Now he's just another hoe. Now he fall in line with the rest of the plantation. Danny Garcia, when he was with Golden Boy, mean knuckle game. Mean no look left hook. I fight anybody. I'm Danny Swift Garcia. I didn't duck Lucas Matisse. Oh, I didn't duck Eric Morales. I didn't duck him again. I fought Zab. I fought Matisse. I fought everybody down there that he could. But as soon as PBC came around, as soon as Al Haymon got in his ear, hey, you took your tough fights. You took your tough fights, Danny. You paid your debt to society. You a Hall of Famer right now. Oh, they come to see Danny Swift Garcia. They come to see Danny Garcia. I'm a big star. I'm a big star. Oh, they come to see Danny. They come to see Danny. Al Haymon broke him in. Am I lying? Al Haymon broke him in. You ain't got to fight no tough fights. What star has Al Haymon built? Huh? What star Al Haymon built? He built without a De La Hoya, it don't work. See, who's the biggest star over there at PBC right now? Give me a name. Who the biggest star active fighter at PBC? Who? I won't continue till I get an answer. Who's the biggest attraction at PBC? Who's the biggest active star boxer? Come on, man. Y'all listen every day. No, it's not Wilder and Spence. Who's the biggest active attraction at Premier Boxing Champions? Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is the biggest active attraction at Premier Boxing Champion. Who chasing Wilder? Huh? Who chasing Wilder? Who's saying, oh, I'm going to go, I want to fight Wilder? Who chasing Wilder? If Wilder could squeeze down the welterweight, he would to fight Pacquiao to get that check. Who built Manny Pacquiao up? Mayweather not active yet. Who built Manny Pacquiao up? Salute to Aubrey. Courtney, I see you. Mark, I see you. TM, I see you. Who built Manny Pacquiao up? Who built Pacquiao up? Top Rank. Now, some other dude did the groundwork, and I think it was a Golden Boy for a minute, but Top Rank built up Manny Pacquiao. So the biggest attraction, like Green IQ said today, the biggest attraction, who everybody chasing on Premier Boxing Champions, is a guy that Top Rank built up. Pacquiao, yeah, I mean, he had a good fight with Oscar De La Hoya for sure. That raised his pro route, but he was with Top Rank at the time. If my memory serves me correctly, he was getting notoriety running through Marquez. Well, I ain't gonna say run through Marquez. Had a little spat with beat up Barrera. Had a little spat with Morales. Came back, smoked him twice. Yeah, Samson Boxing. That's who it was. So at the end of the day, we talking about this is the way to build a star, right? This is the way they said to build a star. Who has Premier Boxing Champions built up? Oscar De La Hoya, he got Muhammad Ali, even though it was Ali Company. That's what Top Rank was. It was Ali Company. But Ali, he had Floyd, Oscar, Pacquiao. I think he had Shane. Tax salute. Bobby Swag salute. He ain't headed to no zone. They don't believe that. Unless Mayweather get out the way. Al Haymon built up AJ. Yeah, he gave him a belt. You ain't lying. Al Haymon built up AJ. Al Haymon made AJ a star before he made Wilder a star. And don't come in here with this, oh, he sold 300,000. That ain't no star. It's over 330 million people in America. And you only can do 300,000? Come on, man. PBC is using this formula and it's built nobody, bro. Even going back to Al Haymon HBO days. Berto, Ortiz. I mean, he had all these dudes fighting with him. Al Haymon ain't built one star. They running 100 miles and ducking, and ain't one star came out of here. Errol, it's a star mine. He a star mine. He ain't no star. You ain't no star until you reach 1 million pay-per-view buys. If it's $50, if it's $40, if it's $100, if it's $85. If you win a pay-per-view fight and you ain't on Jimmy Kimmel Live or whatever the night shows, if you win a big pay-per-view fight and they don't invite you to the David Letterman or Jimmy Kimmel, or you ain't gonna be on Saturday Night Live, or you ain't gonna be, you ain't no star. You ain't no star. That's a fact. You be Sean Porter and you probably in the Dallas newspaper. You know what I'm saying? If you so big star, why when the NFL game come, why they don't have you in the booth? Hey Errol, what you think about the Dallas Cowboys? You know you used to play football. What you think about the Dallas Cowboys? Why they got him in the booth? Why is sideline interviewers at LA 12 still interviewing him? Al Haymon ain't did nothing but make millionaires, and that ain't a bad thing to be remembered for. You know what I'm saying? A star is Manny Pacquiao at one point. And Pacquiao not even giving a million pay-per-view buys. Pacquiao not doing a milli no more. Mayweather the only one that come back and do a milli. But he got to fight somebody, though. He got to fight Pacquiao or McGregor. He got to fight those dudes to do a million pay-per-view buys. But all this ducking getting done in vain. That's it. Al Haymon been doing this since when PBC started, y'all? Somebody give me a number. When did Premier Boxing Champion start? Let me look it up. $2015. So it's been going on for almost 5 years. It'll be 2020 next year. And he ain't built one pay-per-view star. Not one. It started in March 2015, I believe. And not one pay-per-view star is done. So what we marinating for? Oh, 6 years? I thought it was 4. It was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, you're right. 6 years. My bad. What star has they built? I mean, people still ain't saying me this. What star has these people built? All this ducking. What y'all? Anybody watch The Mandalorian? This ain't the way. Mando, this is not the way. This is not the way. Somebody need to tell Al Haymon, this is not the way. If this ain't, and then what they done is they bleeded Showtime out, right? Showtime is on his knuckles. Showtime on his knuckles. They give him the 10 count. You know what I'm saying? The ding, 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 ding. Showtime on his knuckles. They use and abuse Steven Espinosa and Showtime. So now they getting the third-rate fights. They getting the dope fiend fights. They getting like the Swift card with Danny Swift and Jared Swift herd. Nobody want to watch that. Look at Charlo viewership. 200,000 people. 200,000 people watched that fight or whatever it was. 249,000 people. That's pathetic, bro. Pathetic. But they stars though. 200. How many people gonna watch Danny? I'm not watching that shit. Y'all better text me if Danny Garcia get knocked out or get dropped. That's the only way I'm watching that. Julian J. Rock Williams facing Jason Rosario. Who got time for that, bro? Who got time for that? Who got time for Julian Williams versus Jason Rosario? Come on, and then the first formidable card they got is and then the Gary Russell gonna fight in Allenstown, Pennsylvania. Whoop-de-doo. How did Allenstown, Pennsylvania start getting fights? And wasn't nobody at that last fight. And then they gonna turn around and say $75, $80 for Fury and Deontay Wilder. Wish a nigga would like a kitchen cabinet. 2 Chainz. I ain't paying for that neither. I like Wilder, but I'm not paying to see two clumsy second and third rate heavyweights. I don't see that. If you want me to open up the pocketbook, it better be for Undisputed. And I'm going to think about it then. Anthony Joshua better look fantastic for me to come around. Come on. And let's talk about Jermall for a minute. And then we keep going. Right? So what would y'all say if Charlo turned down his own offer, right? See, this is what's going on. Banco sent me a tweet of Stevie Kim saying that, I'm going to read that. I'm going to read it. Give me a minute. I'm going to pull it up. He says, okay, let me get this straight. This comes from Stevie Kim, right? There are actually people saying that Charlo shouldn't take Eddie Hearn up on his offer to face Andrade because his own won't get him the fight its proper exposure. That proper exposure. Hey, James, did you see Charlo Showtime rating for? You see Showtime ratings for Charlo's last fight. So basically, people going around saying that Charlo shouldn't fight on his own because nobody watching Charlo's anyway. He said, "So why Haymon legend? So why is Andrade and Jacobs not on his own? Why is Billy Joe and Callum Smith not on his own? Why isn't Eddie Hearn making Billy Joe? Because Billy Joe is fighting Canelo next. And before I kick you out of here, Billy Joe is fighting Canelo next. Callum Smith just looked terrible, and nobody know who Callum Smith is in America. But Billy Joe is fighting Canelo next in May. If Mayweather don't knock him off that day. Then again, Jacobs is a super middleweight now. If you didn't know that, Jacobs is a super middleweight. So I schooled you on your way out. And you think you're lonely now? Wait until tonight, girl. Charlo didn't do $2.4 million on Showtime. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. You know how we do. Throw them in the trash can, man. We shall not give no PBC nut slappers over here any opinions over here, bossa. Go take that to Negro Fight Fan TV. Deshaun, salute. Go take that to Negro Fight Fan, man. Yeah, I'm a hater like you, but my wrist big. Take that over there. So Manny is not a... I don't care what Manny is. I don't give a shit. Manny Pacquiao put his years in, John. Manny Pacquiao put his years in. You gonna go pick on a 40-something-year-old man and say he a ducker, right? If you don't get out there and get your hands dirty and get to where that man at, I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. They let Manny Pacquiao run around here. They do anything for Manny Pacquiao. What Alan Payne saying, G Money saying in New Jack City. You know what they did? Yo, dick for this, man. And the girls are go crazy. Whatever he said, it's been a minute since I seen it. Come on, man. These dudes will eat Manny Pacquiao ass for a Pacquiao fight. The girls. Manny Pacquiao like crack right now. Instead of paving your own way. You gonna sit around here and wait for Manny Pacquiao. And then when they do fight Pacquiao, they waive their right to be a man. Oh, no drug testing. I don't want to. No. I don't need a drug test versus Manny Pacquiao. Oh, Pacquiao said no drug testing. No drug testing. Okay. No drug test. No drug test. Pacquiao can do what he want to do and juice up and fight me. You know. Oh, I can't. I can't have my balls in the ring. Hey, Shane Mosley wife, come take my balls off. Take my balls. Take them with me. I can't fight Orthodox. I got to come in Southpaw. Oh, no problem. What Juvie say? Oh, you done switched from Nike to Reebok time. No, go put them Asics back on. No, Pacquiao like, no. You come in here and fought barefoot, nigga. Oh, Pacquiao can call me. Oh, I have no problem, man. I think the N-word is a word of endearment. You know what I'm saying? These niggas way they right to be a man. Oh, Pacquiao say, oh, it's like the military. I got to shave everything off. My head, my back here, my neck, my goatee. I can't wear nothing. Come on, man. Pacquiao earned his stripes, bro. I ain't even. If Pacquiao get preferential treatment over guys that, I'm gonna tell you what that is, John. I like John, right? I do like John, right? Go check out John's channel, right? You know what kills me about this shit though is with Pacquiao. You ever been in a job, right? And the dude come to your job, right? And they got all these qualified people in your job to take this position. It ain't a position where you need a bachelor's or you need a doctorals or a PhD. It's a regular job, right? And they got a management position open, and you've been training dudes for years at this position. You've been training dudes for years at this position on you know how to load the trucks, or you know how to stock the shelves. You know how to fill out the shipment forms. You form rapport with all the truck drivers, right? You know what I'm saying? You cool with HR. You let them slide a couple times for messing up your check. Well, you ain't come in and choke HR up. You know what I'm saying? I seen a guy come in a long time ago. I was young. He came in, he quit. They messed his check up. He came in with a house coat and some slippers on, and he picked the HR guy or the manager up with one hand by his neck, and they got his check right. Never forget it, right? Pacquiao was like that guy that come in and instantly get a promotion. He don't know nothing about nothing. You got to train him to do a job that you know how to do a job, and they keep overlooking you. That's what Pacquiao is. Pacquiao shoot to the top of the seniority list, and he ain't did nothing on PBC. Nothing. Pacquiao on PBC for one thing only. That's Floyd Mayweather. You know, so if Pacquiao can waive the right to drug test, if Pacquiao can tell them to do what he want them to do, not use your right hand, and he get all this preferential treatment, and all them dudes lined up to give him preferential treatment, so be it, bro. I mean, I ain't batting an eye about it. This man that put in years and years of work. I mean, his resume fails in comparison to anybody else that's active in boxing. Morales 3 times. I mean, Barrera, Marquez 1,000 times, Tim Bradley 3 times, Jesse Vargas. I mean, who else this dude done fought? Brandon Rio, sorry self. I mean, Margarito. I mean, this dude's resume is outstanding. He don't owe Errol Spence nothing. He don't owe Danny Garcia nothing. He didn't owe Keith Thurman nothing. All he looking to do is fight Mayweather and retire. He don't owe nobody nothing. This is a guy that put the work in. For you to say Pacquiao duck is crazy looking at his resume. You ask this 40-year-old man to come out here and fight all these young fighters, and they won't even fight themselves. They had to make Sean Porter do this. Keith Thurman, they never made him do it. You know what I'm saying? So they treat Pacquiao with special treatment. You know, but it is what he did what he supposed to do. But they act like this, John. This will kill me, bro, if you still in there, man. They act like this Pacquiao bringing 1 million people to the TV screen. These niggas still doing 400, 300. See, they tell y'all 500, 400,000. Nigga, like basically, when they say 350, that really mean like 300, 295, 280. Right? It's kind of like the government tell you something. They say, oh, they did 500. That really mean they probably maybe did 400,000, 430. You know what I'm saying? Let me school y'all about that, right? When they come out here and say numbers, it's really a lot lower than the actual numbers that they doing. So this ain't like Pacquiao doing 1 million, right? But the bag hitting different though. Because you say 50 a pop for De La Hoya Mayweather, they did what, 1.5 Angel? Now you say you put an extra 30 on there, so the bag a little bit heavier, so you probably can curve the scale. You say 1 million pay-per-view, probably what? 850, 800,000 pay-per-view. Now it's kind of the equivalent with the money. Maybe 700, 750,000 is the equivalent. That's just what it is. But you can't ask a senior citizen to do something that the citizen's not doing. You can't. Pacquiao already paid his debt. He fought Broner, tune up. He fought Thurman. He did it. You know, Thurman wasn't at his best. I still thought Thurman edged it out just a little bit, but it could have went either way. He paid his debt. Now it's time for Errol and Danny and Sean. Sean paid his debt. If anybody deserve a Pacquiao fight, it's Sean Porter. Sean Porter didn't fight everybody, bro. Everybody. Julio Diaz, Paula Malignaggi, Devin Alexander. Only loss was to Timothy Bradley. He beat Marcos Madonna. He made Madonna go get another coach. I mean, Granados, and he was supposed to fight your Dennis Hughes on the prelim card for one of the Mayweather fights too. And he had a family issue. He ended up fighting Granados, I think it was. I could be wrong. You know, Kale, he fought Errol, he fought Keith, he fought Dead. I mean, you look at Sean Porter. If it's anybody deserve a Mayweather Pacquiao type of fight, it's Sean Hughes. Yeah, he ended up still fighting Hughes too. I forgot, but he's supposed to fight Hughes like a year or two before that. You know what I'm saying? So this dude fought everybody. So if anybody deserve a Pacquiao fight, it's Sean Porter. And I can tell you this: if Sean Porter would beat Errol Spence, he would have got the Pacquiao fight. You would have a 3-belt unification bout. You know, but I don't blame Pacquiao. I mean, Pacquiao, you know, they give him preferential treatment, but you can't say Pacquiao ducking nobody. Even, I wouldn't even say he ducked. If somebody became this mandatory, let's just say Crawford dropped his belt and went for the WBA, and he became the WBA, Super WBA mandatory, and Pacquiao dropped it. It is what it is. It is, man, but he a legend, bro. He just needs some money, you know. He messed his money up getting advances from Bob Arum and have some tax issues, and you know, Al Haymon got them together. You think Sean a Hall of Famer, man? You think Barry McGuinness and Arturo Gatti Hall of Famers? They in the Hall of Fame, so yes, Sean is a Hall of Famer. He said, I think the hurt should be on the bosses, Al, Bob, Oscar, Eddie, all protecting they go. No, they not. Only person protecting their golden goose is Al Haymon. And you probably say AJ, but y'all know how AJ is. But Bob ain't protecting shit. Bob willing to let it go. He ain't got no choice. If Bob didn't sign an extension with Top Rank or ESPN, the motherfuckers would probably be going to Bounce TV. De La Hoya, the zone making all his dudes fight. That's why you see Ortiz moving so fast. That's why Ryan Garcia about to fight Gusto. What's his name? Marcy Gusta. He supposed to be like the Pacquiao lightweight, but he ended up getting beat by. Who did Gusto get beat by? He got beat by Linares, but it was somebody else exposed that guy before Linares did. And or he gonna fight Linares. All them dudes moving over there. All them only guys that's not moving on Golden Boy is the black guys. James the Beast Wilson. He got more activity on social media than he do in the ring. Rashidi Ellis, no activity. He gave Canelo some good work in sparring. He's Al Haymon. Bob Arum sent Ramirez to the zone. When was the last time you seen Bob Arum send a fighter around the corner to get a snack pack? You don't see it. So Bob and Eddie willing to make stuff happen. He sent Lomachenko to the UK to fight Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell gold medal winner. Luke Campbell wasn't that bad. He just don't have no confidence sitting on his shots. Other than that, he might have had a chance. So Bob willing to send his fighters wherever because the pressure on. Look at him. He didn't absorb in BT Sports, which is ESPN in the UK. He didn't absorb in them. You know, he brought in Frank Warren, working in with Frank Warren, brought over Anthony Yard. You know, he didn't, you know, got the whole light heavyweight division together, tried to get Beevil. So they done some things. He sent Kovalev over to the zone, then let Kovalev stay on the zone. So Bob Arum is willing to work with people because his ass is grass. You know? Yeah, I was Al Haymon fought sending Charles Martin over there. He built AJ. If you want to say one starter Al Haymon built, AJ. He sent the IBF belt over there. Pat Teixeira sent to ESPN. Teixeira was sent to ESPN versus Adames. I didn't see that whole fight, but I heard about it. I don't know there was any. I'm saying black people. Yeah, Rashidi Ellis. Rashidi Ellis is a good fighter. His brother fights at 54. You probably seen his brother before him. But basically, Canelo got him over to Golden Boy because he actually gave Canelo good work in sparring. It's a welterweight, and Canelo referred him to Golden Boy. And James the Beast Wilson is supposed to be like the next Mike Tyson. He kind of got like a Mike Tyson type style. You seen him on social media. He got his sons and him and his sons be doing some hardcore shit, man. Maybe I set up an interview with him for somebody, man, and I'll tell y'all. I'll see if one of the brothers want to do an interview with him, man. I can set up an interview with him. Maybe I don't know what the fuck Colossal Sports TV doing these days, bro. But I might see if he want to do the interview with him, and y'all go to his channel and check it out. But but they not putting in no work with neither one of them brothers, man. But if you like seeing like father son shit, follow James Wilson, man. Him and his sons be going in. They little niggas and they be going at it. So, but yeah, let's talk about Jermall. You know, in that offer with the zones, and people probably say, why hasn't he responded yet? But obviously, when you get an offer, it takes time to go through a contract. So I think the more time they taking to go through the contract, I think that's a good sign. Maybe they considering it. But if he don't take the contract, you know, and he don't have, I don't know what a valid reason is. I don't see the contract, but I think it's a tough fight for him. It's a fight where he get outboxed and maybe knock Andrade out late. But it was a fight that wasn't interesting. It's a bad style for him. Any of them dudes that's rangy, that box and catch and slip and move, they can get a Charlo's hell. Hell. They can get them motherfuckers hell. Any of them rangy guys and them slick guys, they can get them hell. So that's why the Crawfords, they don't want to fight the Crawfords, or, you know, Tony Harrison. Let me explain Tony Harrison coffee salute. I got the shirt, man. I gotta go pick it up from where I told you to send it at. So when I get it, I'll probably go tomorrow and get it. I'm gonna let you know. But it came today. But shit, it might have been yesterday, but my people told me today. But what are you talking about? Tony. The reason they picked Tony Harrison, if you watch Tony Harrison fights, Tony Harrison wasn't the guy that fight like that. Harrison, I know him from Detroit because I'm from Detroit. He was a knockout artist. Harrison was a guy that liked to really exchange, and, you know, and at the end of the day, I think he threw Charlo off by boxing. You know what I'm saying? He threw Charlo off by boxing. But that's how you beat Jermall Charlo with Derrick James, because John Jackson did the same thing. John Jackson was beating the front end breaks off of Jermall Charlo. He was schooling that kid. And Charlo, he stopped punching and got knocked out, right? But they didn't expect Tony Harrison to fight like he did. Tony Harrison was supposed to be an opponent. Him and Jermall was supposed to exchange leather, and it was supposed to be a knockout war. Tony came in and showed that he can use range, he can box. So, you know, would it surprise me if Tony Harrison came in and be more aggressive this time? It wouldn't surprise me if Tony Harrison went back to the old self and tried to get the knockout. Because that's what he's known for. Tony Harrison wasn't known for sticking and all that, maybe in the amateurs, but what I know him for is knocking out guys with them knuckles. So, you know, the reason they had a lot of respect, and I don't want to make this stream about them because I'm going to talk about them tomorrow. They had a lot of respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say that before Jermall, basically Jermall, y'all know what it is. I just said about Jermall, but we'll see what happened with the offer. I can't say he will. I can't say he won't take the offer, but it takes time to go through a complex offer, especially from a competitor. Now, had this been TGP Promotions offering Mayweather promotion contract, you know it's all love. You know they work with each other and they work throughout Haymon. But with Jermall Charlo, that's Eddie Hearn. So you got to look for the fine print, rematch clauses and options, and Al Haymon got to have his lawyers go through it, and maybe, you know, they might not like the venue, or they might not like this. So what they have to do is counter offer, negotiate, so fights don't get made between two nemesis overnight. Take time. Gotta let it marinate. So about a week, 2 weeks, you should hear something. Or what if Demetrius Andrade lose to Luke Keeler? So, you know, does the contract get disbanded? Do we abolish the contract? Or does it roll over to a Luke Keeler fight? So it's a lot of things. Or if Andrade get injured in the fight, or if Jermall Charlo suffer. So it's a lot of things we don't think about. A lot of fighters are anal about things like, locker rooms and gloves and the venue, and they anal about the smallest things. Who name going to poster first? You know what I'm saying? Oh, how much he getting? So it's a real thing. Oh, if Demetrius Andrade pull out, do I get a penalty purse for wasting my time? And so it's a lot of things that go into the contracts. It's a lot of things. So be patient with that. If he do it, don't take it. But I tell you this: if they upgrade Chris Eubanks Jr. to the Super WBA middleweight champion, and they don't order him to fight Korobov in an immediate rematch, because Canelo said he can't go down to 160 or it'll be hard, I think they're going to do Charlo and Eubanks, and they're going to tell you, we're going to do the Andrade fight later in 2020, which it may not happen. So that's that. But to kind of cook on Tony and Charlo for a minute, they both had a lot of respect for you. When I went back and watched that fight, when I watched it the first time, I was celebrating my girl's birthday, and I had just came back. We had went to Benihana's last year, and then we went to the Cheesecake Factory or 12 Oaks Mall. And then I shot her her friend house. They was doing the girls' night or whatever the fuck they was doing. So, and I went back to the crib, and I rushed back home to watch the fight. And I'm texting my boy. We talking about the fight, and basically, you know, I'm watching the fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get shit in order, get the dog in order and shit. And I'm trying to watch the fight. Remember, this wasn't the main event neither. So I'm coming at the end of like maybe Brazil and Negro. And I finally settled down and I'm watching the fight. And the commentators just making me sway me like, you know, I'm like, damn, Tony Harrison ain't doing shit. And then my boy hit me up like, man, Tony killing him. And he said the commentators being biased. And then, you know, I got a few friends with some Detroit people on Facebook that watch boxing. And they saying the same shit that my boy's saying. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm rushing watching the fight. So it took me a minute to go back and watch the fight, to be honest. But I did go back and watch. I watched the fight since then about 3 times. I scored it a draw when I went back and watched it, 114. I watched it again for film study. And I watched it again for film study. I watched that fight 4 times. And one thing I noticed about that fight was defense was tight that night. They both came out and got respect. See, Charlo tried to come out hot, but I think Tony Harrison movement and I think his punching power when he hit him on the glove or the arms, it made him a little bit timid. That's about that fight. That fight was one of the better defensive fights you will see. Not with head movement or bending low like Pernell, or that was a tactical fight, man. That was that fight might have been a historic mark in this decade. Because I don't remember, and I can't remember all the fights that I watched this decade, but that fight right there was the most entertaining tactical fight I ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't a lot of punches being thrown for that weight class for 154. But Jermall always had his gloves up. Tony always had his gloves. They work for clean punching in that fight. They work. When Tony hit him with a clean punch, he worked for it. And when Mel hit him with a clean punch, they worked for it. It wasn't too many dudes getting hit with 2 clean shots in a row. If it was a double jab. If it was Charlo, it was a grazing left hook on the right hand. It wasn't a lot of clean. That was a high. That was a good defensive offense. That was a good defensive offensive fight. It was accurate punching, good defense. It was just so much animosity. For the amount of punches being thrown, it was lack of punches being thrown. That was a good fight. You was just waiting for somebody to get knocked out, and their defense was on point. I watched that fight. Tony defense was on point. Mel defense was on point. It was a lot of respect there. The animosity only came when Charlo started hating. That's when the animosity came in. But I don't want to get too much away tomorrow. But God don't know. I might not do a stream tomorrow. But looking into this fight and people saying, "Oh, it could be a robbery." They want to make Charlo and they want to make J-Rock. Well, with Jer Hurd getting back in the mix and probably fighting 3 or 4 times next year, you might see a situation with that fight where, hey, best man may win. I think you may see a situation with that. The best man may win. Seriously. Because I take you back. Go back and watch Jermall Charlo and Brandon Adams' press conference, right? Go back and watch that fight in the press conference. Jermall was talking stuff, and somebody sent it to me. They cut his mic off. God honest truth. They cut that man mic off. Right? Before that, he got robbed, people say, versus Tony Harrison. Could have went either way. I scored at 114. I ain't making no Chavez, but I ain't talking about Chavez and them. That's a joke fight. All right? So, people saying, like Wood started saying that they was taming the Charlos, and I believe it. So, I think with Tony Harrison showing his charisma and opening his mouth, the way he opened his mouth, I think Tony Harrison has earned himself. a seat at the table. I think Tony Harrison is somebody they've been looking for. A guy that's charismatic, coming from a historic boxing city. Don't underestimate, he come from the same area as Al Haymon. He may not be an Ohio guy, but he from Detroit. He talk like Floyd Mayweather, if not better. He just don't have the money behind him and all that other stuff. So it may be a situation where I can make a case that they still may prefer Tony Harrison over Jermall Charlo. Think about it for a minute. I don't think it's going to be no draw. It could be. Because if they wanted to do a draw, and I understand this. Jared Hurd is taking about 4 fights next year. So Jared Hurd is not going to roll. He said, I'm at least going to fight at least 3 times next year, right? That's what he said. So you think he'll have a tune-up versus the guy he fought and then go into a J-Rock fight and then fight 2 more times or 1 more time? No, it's not going to happen like that. J-Rock has already they already got a deal for J-Rock to fight the winner of this fight. That's why they're fighting so close together. They actually supposed to fight a week apart, but Jared Hurd pulled out. I believe that J-Rock beat Rosario, whoever wins versus Charlo and Harrison, which I got Harrison winning, but it can go either way. They're going to fight each other next year sometime. Then it may be a rematch, it may not. And then you might see at the end of 2020, them fighting Jared Hurd, or the beginning of 2021. And also, if Bob Arum want to be a creep, he can make Terrence Crawford the Super WBO champion and make him fight Carlos Castanos or the Teixeira winner. Because if he becomes a Super WBO champion, he's an automatic mandatory. So if Al Haymon really want to throw a monkey wrench into Al Haymon plans, he can have Crawford a petition to be the Super WBO champion and fight Teixeira next, ahead of Castanos. If Bob Arum thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? How many title defenses Crawford got? He Benavidez, Amir Khan, and he fought his mandatory already in Ingus Kavalaskis. So Crawford can move up and take the Teixeira shot from Castanos. If Bob Arum was thinking. Bob Arum and DAZN do deals all day, B. Teixeira already came to ESPN. See? But if this was Lomachenko, Bob would be thinking like that. So Jared Hurd gonna fight at least, I say he fight at least 3 times. He been working on balance and being more technical, so he gonna need about 2 or 3 fights before he get back in with Jared Hurd. I mean with J-Rock. And the things I've seen him working on is balance and weight distribution and keeping his hands up and throwing the jab. And they got him working on the bag. The bag is better than mitts because you can see everything he's doing on the bag. You know, John David Jackson explained that. So, but back to Charlo. I mean, I don't think no robbery gonna be in there, dog. It may be disputable, close, but if Charlo lose, and it's decision is on him. Because he been speaking it, he been believing it, he been praying on it, he been hoping, he been talking about knockout. If you go in there and don't get the knockout and lose on decision, then whose fault is that? It's on your fault. They already turned your mic off. You already said it at the press conference today. Shout out to Champ Side Boxing. I watched his stream. He already said at the press conference today, don't nobody like him. Don't you think that trickles down into the PBC, the media, and the PBC employees? So I can make a case that the way Tony Harrison has really built himself into a character, that they may prefer him being there. They may prefer him being here. Because guess what? Y'all talking about a draw, build up a third fight. J-Rock got 2 belts. J-Rock got 2 belts. So before he get a mandatory, so if they wait for a third fight, put it to you, they wait for the third fight, right? J-Rock gonna have a mandatory, right? Then he might have another mandatory because he got 2 major belts. He might have another mandatory. Then J-Rock gonna want, and then Jared Hurd gonna want his rematch clause. So now you talk about a unification bout at the end of 2021 or 2022. Then you got to worry about Castanos getting the belt, his mandatories. All that shit, man, they ain't trying to hold up. They trying to consolidate that division had them niggas move up and go to middleweight, take over middleweight, had the welterweights move up to junior middleweight and take over junior middleweight. That's the plan. They ain't got time to be holding this up. Too much politics in boxing. PBC can't hold that division up forever. So I think this fight, I think it's gonna be a legitimate winner. I could be wrong, could be a draw, but if Charlo don't get the knockout, he been preaching it, he been saying a knockout. I don't want to hear nobody crying robbery. I don't want to hear nobody saying he got jived on the cards. No, he been preaching a knockout. He promised a knockout. Tony got a styrofoam chin. Hey, it's not on the judges this time. It's not on the judges. This is on Charlo to go out there and get the job done. So if he don't get the knockout, I don't want to hear no excuses, bro. Oh, they robbed him again. Why is they robbing the A side? Riddle me that. Damn, Giannis and them going ham on the Lakers, bro. They going ham. And my lineup ain't looking too snazzy. Ain't looking too bad neither. Shoot, we in the money. Shit, what LeBron doing? Hold on. This motherfucker. I got him in the lineup. Man, he ain't showing up at all. We gonna have to go choke the king out, bro. We gonna have to choke the king out, bro. The king ain't doing nothing. 9 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, and a turnover. No wonder why his ass is only 10-3 today. The king ain't doing nothing. The king ain't doing nothing. Hold on real quick. The king ain't doing nothing. We gonna have to get us a new king in the basketball because the king ain't doing nothing. Maybe show up in the second half, man. The king ain't doing shit right now. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, I think Tony Harrison kind of built himself into a commodity. At least he'll be brought back again. I'll tell you that. But people forget he sparred with Charlo and sparred with Golovkin and a lot of guys, man. And I ride with it. I don't like Jermall Charlo, bro. I don't just like that guy, man. He's just a phony, dude. He's talking about phony Harrison, phony Charlo. When this is this, I'm gonna say this, man. This kind of bothers me, dog. When people gonna be like, oh, look at Charlo, look at Tony Harrison, he's struggling, and I got the jewelry on, and I got this, and I got the house and the mansion, and I never want to be from Detroit, live in Detroit, and all of this. Like, dude, humble yourself. Yeah, he almost smacked him. Yeah, they got the video up somewhere. Humble yourself, bro. Like, come on, man. Who's struggling? Man, God giveth and God taketh. Don't forget that. God giveth and God taketh. He out here, humble yourself. I mean, I'm living better than you. I'm eating steak and I got my Dobermans and I got my big house in Texas. God giveth, God taketh. Just an arrogant motherfucker. Just mad at the world for no reason. He wake up angry for no reason. Got the dope house, got the dope rides, got a beautiful mother. You know what I'm saying? Live in a beautiful town called Houston. What you so angry for, brother? You got the dope rings on. You got the chain on. You the promoter, Lions only. Why you gotta talk down on another man like that, though? Why you gotta talk down on another man? Oh, look at him. He's struggling and this and that. Like, dude, humble yourself. Humble yourself. He said he looked like the stink meaner. Humble yourself, bro. Ain't nobody like looking up to no cornball like you. With blind, humble yourself, bro. Because you can end up broke. It happened to Holyfield. Holyfield was the highest paid athlete like for 3 or 4 years. Mike Tyson made way more money than you can count. Humble yourself, bro. You make people not like you. It's one thing for people not to like Mayweather because he was too damn good. At the end of the day, after the fights, Mayweather gave credit where credit. Oh, he's an amazing fighter. We all about selling the fights. We all about doing this. Okay, he humble. You lost the fight. and you mad and you want to, oh, he robbed me and the judges did it. Like, you think people looking at that, the judges don't think about that? The human element? Also, close round. I don't really like Jermall Charlo. He a prick. He's an asshole. You think judges really, when it's a 50-50 round, you think judges don't pop in their mind? Like, oh man, the way he comes on, he's just an asshole. I really want Tony to win. Shut this line up. You think judges don't think like that? You think they just like robots? No emotions. They think about shit like that. You think when people call out the judges in another commission, another state, the other judges don't hear that shit? That they ain't got like a judge fraternity or some shit like that? Or a commission fraternity like that? They look at stuff like that. This dude ain't too smart. This dude ain't too smart. You know what I'm saying? They got people in the media, like Jeff said. They media, they did it. They did the same thing. And you gonna sit out here and still be an asshole. Come on, man. That's one of the reasons it go from, you like a guy, but when a guy trying to talk down on people and kick another brother, I can't respect that, bro. I can't respect that. I ain't going out here saying, "Oh, look at this nigga in this little station wagon bucket." Like, man, when you know what it feel like to put your work boots on and go get the money the hard way, man. Come on. The Charlos trying to be street. Them niggas ain't no street niggas, dog. Trust me. They ain't never missed a meal. They ain't never had a hard day in life, man. And I was just talking to somebody today about that, bro. Like, it's really dudes out here that got a good household they come from. They ate 3 or 4 square meals a day in snacks, and they went to the suburban schools, and they were spoiled. They had the Jordans on, and they had the dope gear, and they had all these great things going. Raise on salute. But they want to act like they street. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't never seen a tough day in their life. Ain't never missed a meal. Ain't never seen a crack rock. Ain't never seen a needle on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Ain't never had a tough day in their life. And these dudes out here acting like they had a hard life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never looking down on no man, bro. No matter, what the situation is. You got kids, he got kids. Like, we all, boxing supposed to be a fraternity at the end of the day. But when you making it personal about oh, you broken, I'm this and I'm that. Like, dude, people don't like that shit, bro. The human element of boxing is gonna want to see you get humble. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I never glorify. I never come on here talking about, oh, I did this in the streets and I'm this gangster and I grew up in this neighborhood. Hey, it is what it is. It speaks for itself. Put me in any hood, I know how to blend in like a chameleon. You know what I'm saying? You put some people out here that claim they hood, you put them in any hood, they don't blend in. They stick out like a sore thumb. Ryan, salute. Cool, bro. What's going on? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? These niggas is spoiled, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, man, you put me in the hood in Florida. You put me in the hood in Alabama. You put me wherever you put me at, dude. I'm a blend in, bro. I'm a blend in, and that's just what it is. I didn't went to the projects and hooped it as a kid, as a teenager, and 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 I ain't stick out. Put me wherever you want to put me at. I'm a blend in. I ain't glorifying it, but I know how to handle myself. But I ain't got to tell you all my prison stories, all this. Come on, man. Nobody want to hear that, bro. People, when I talk to people, I want to see how your kids doing. Oh, you invested in this? Oh, you own this? Oh, you work over there? Oh, cool, man. Oh, you got this many houses? Or how your mom's doing? Ain't nobody. When I talk to my few friends, it ain't no, man, nigga, I got these new Jordans on, dude, and I stood in line and oh, look at my chain and look at my earrings and yeah, I smashed like 5 of them last night. Nigga, that's like 10, 20, 15, 10 years ago, bro. Ain't nobody doing that, bro. We grown now, bro. Nobody talking about that. It's crazy, bro. What are buffs? Do you not know what buffs are? Buffalo horn Cartier glasses, bro. Knowing if you wear them in Detroit, somebody gonna try to snatch them. That's why you gotta keep the heat on you. Charlo, man, Charlo wouldn't make it in the hood. He get stretched. His brother more hood than him. Charlo was the one that went to go star stuff, and Jermall had to clean it up. I'm guarantee you that's what it was. Cause that knuckle gang ain't gonna help you in the hood. There ain't nobody fighting no more. These dudes straight out shooting, stabbing and shooting. If it's nighttime, they stabbing and shooting. But it is what it is, man. But like I said, man, about this boxing, dog. At the end of the day, man, it ain't working. Whatever Al Haymon doing, whatever his plan is, it's going on 6 years and he ain't built one star. They ain't built one star. Not Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is how long he been boxing? He a 4-5, whatever division champion. He been pro for how long? And he still making $750,000 fighting for a title. Come on. Gervonta Tank Davis. They talking about all the tickets he's selling and all this he doing that. At the end of the day, does it matter? Because if he go to the mountaintop and fight Lomachenko and lose, that's flushed down the toilet. The Charlo twins, they these mega stars, bro. But who have they beaten? You put the Charlo twins on pay-per-view, how much they selling? Not that much. If people want to pay $10, $12 to watch them fight on Showtime, how much they selling? He said, I'm from Florida. I didn't know that. I don't know what the fuck y'all wearing down there these days. And then Charlo tried to come out there with them cool Mo D glasses that nigga had on. That nigga had some cool Mo D bingo glasses on. I go to work like a doctor. I might be going over some niggas' head with the cool Mo D reference, dog. How you like banana? I ain't gonna lie, Kumo D, he was before his time. That was my dude, right? That nigga went for a decade straight, bro. Kumo D gave LL some good work. Motherfucker came out there with the Kumo D glasses on. And nigga came out there with the Space Invaders on. Invader Zim head ass. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, PBC ain't working, bro. And I know y'all, what Tupac see? Can you see me now? Balling on y'all. I ain't gonna say all that because YouTube being sent. Balling on y'all. Can you see me now? The DA, she sure had a lot to say. Al Haymon, he sure got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? PBC, Sylvia Brown, you sure got a lot to say. Kelly Swanson, y'all sure got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sure be banning people. The Wild Wild West. Y'all sure got a lot to say. Y'all sure try to censor our channels. You know what I'm saying? But how many stars y'all built? Huh? How them books over there looking? Huh? Y'all sure got a lot to see. Y'all sure be trying to just think y'all can sell us anything. They trying to sell us pig feet and tell us that's caviar or something like that. But it is what it is. They build no stars. 6 years going into PBC next decade, they built no stars. No pay-per-view. All they did is say, okay, they took a blindfold and started shooting shots from half court and hoping one come in. Come on. They started just shooting shots blindfolded, hoping one get in. They just rolling the dice. You know what I'm saying? They got a name generator. Remember that bingo thing they used to have in middle school? Y'all play bingo for prizes, and that big old ball you wind it up and they pick the bingo number out. That's what they doing. They just putting a whole bunch of fighters' names in the bingo roll, and they saying, "Oh, Errol Spence, we gonna put him on pay-per-view." You know what I'm saying? Oh, Charlo, it's your turn to go on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Deontay Wilder. So they just trying to find a pay-per-view star. And then if y'all want some advice, because I know y'all like watching my channel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want some advice? Stop announcing pay-per-view fights 8-10 weeks out. The great Floyd Mayweather Jr. The great Floyd Mayweather Jr. said it takes 6 months to build a pay-per-view. Now, by my calculations, that's about 24 weeks. I ain't the smartest individual in the world. That's about 24 weeks to build a pay-per-view, right? Y'all doing it in 25% of the time. 8 weeks, 10 weeks. And they trying to do a massive or a big promotional push down the stretch. How is that working out for y'all? Huh? So you talking about 8 weeks to sell out a 15,000 seat stadium, a 20,000 seat stadium. PBC ain't the smartest people in the world. SJ Fish 101. PBC ain't the I'm gonna take questions in a minute. PBC ain't the smartest people in the world. Look at Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. How many weeks out is it from February 22nd? Somebody tell me. How many weeks out? We got about 2 weeks in this month left. You know what I'm saying? That's like what? 2 weeks in December left, 6. It's probably what, like 3 weeks in February. So you're talking about like 9 or 10 weeks left out. You got 9 or 10 weeks left, and they still ain't announced Wilder and Fury. They talking about 2 million pay-per-views. Let that sink in for a minute. They talking about 2 million pay-per-views, and they promoting the fight 9 or 10 weeks out. The fight still ain't been announced yet. It's supposed to have been signed a long time ago. No announcement. All we know is supposed to be to T-Mobile, Las Vegas, February 2. What's holding the fight up? Huh? They gonna do a rinky-dink ass press conference. You know, and they talking about 2 million. Like, dude, this fight might not sell out. Charlo going to the zone will make them superstar pay-per-view is not good except for Pac and Floyd, Canelo, AJ in the UK. You know, seriously, I mean, come on. How you going to do a good pay-per-view with only 2 months out? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, they live in their own little fantasy world. Pay-per-view could cost $5 and still wouldn't get 2 million. You ain't lying, bro. Mr. Julio G. Salute. You know, so at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. But like I said, man, PBC ain't they run like a black business. I hate to say that, bro. I hate to say that, but that's an actual depiction of your average black business. Open late, close early. That's the saying go. Open late, close. It's run like a mom and pop black business. It's no structure. It's no organ. You gotta do it with a Harvard degree over there. That's put on some of the biggest music tours, black music tours known to man. And PBC has no organization skills. They have no structure. They have no plan. It's like they just do stuff off the humbug. Al Haymon, he on the treadmill and he have an epiphany. Oh, let's make Errol and Sean Porter and hold on, get some water. Sam, slug the water. Let's make it in LA. Yeah. And guess what? We're gonna put it on regular Fox from the Barclays Center first. Yeah, let them niggas know we doing all right. Oh, Errol Spence say, he heard Mikey and Danny going on pay-per-view. He ain't doing no regular Fox. All right, hold on. Okay, Staples Center, pay-per-view, Fox. Okay, Errol cool with that. Yeah, I'm a genius. Come on, man. These dudes do shit off. They run like a mom and pop organization. They run like man, I know dope houses run better than this, bro. The Chambers brothers ran a better dope house than they run a PBC. It's not being run right, bro. 6 years, there's still no organization, there's still no structure, there's still no nothing, bro. You got a bunch of middle of the road. You got a bunch of Z-list celebrities over there. Oh, ain't no A. I mean, other than Pacquiao, what a B-lister maybe. What ABC list celebrity you see in boxing right now on PBC? Wilder ain't neither one of them. Don't give me that shit. Wilder ain't up there with LeBron. He ain't up there with those guys, man. So It is what it is. I got some questions. I'll take some questions real quick, man. I'm gonna take some questions real quick. If y'all got any questions, I'm gonna go back up to Flashy Band question. Give me a minute. He says, he said, I kind of think Jerry Hurd should stay out the Jamal Harrison talk, as in he should not really have any opinion on who's weak and who's not, because if we got Hurd versus Mill, this will not happen. What you mean? And he said you think Bud can give Tony some good work. Yeah, that'd be an interesting fight. You got a big puncher. Bud got some power, but I don't know if it can translate up there. But I mean, he a boxer. He give it an opinion. Shit, it's his opinion. You know, he could have fought him. He didn't want, because he knew Charlo would have knocked Jerry Hurd out, bro. I said that from the beginning. Tell me what happens if your boy Tony Harrison beats Jamil. What's next for Charlo? I told you they already got a deal in place to fight J Rock. As long as J Rock beat Jason Rosario, so that deal already in place. So, yeah. So that deal in place. So he gonna fight Jason Rosario next. I mean, he gonna fight the winner. Charlo's gonna fight the Charlo Harrison winner. Gonna fight J Rock next. Is what I heard. I heard J Rock really was pushing for it. So, how to? Okay, I already answered that. AB that Bud Harrison question. The closest is to AB is they got Adrian Broner, and people think AB is a football player, not a boxer. Damn. He said the Charlos are stars right now. Are He said, I thought he said Chavez. He says Charlos are stars on the right platform, possibly. No more. Anybody got some more questions, dog? I don't know if I'm gonna go live on Tony Harrison and Charlo tomorrow. It depends if something happened at the press conference or whatever. I don't know, man. I might. I might even go live Saturday. Man, ask you a question, man. Well, Charlo, if he loses, my bad. I'm being ignorant. My bad, Jeremy. If he loses, shit, I don't know. I really don't know. He don't want to move up because he want him and his twin to be separate. Maybe a call back to Ronnie Shields was lined up for him. Maybe Ishmael Salas was lined up for him. So every other top welterweight, there's already excuse waiting after for Bud after he win. I mean, you want to talk about that, man, about Bud and them. Y'all keep the questions going. I mean, it is what it is. Lippietz called him out today. Shout out to Lippietz. And people already saying, "Oh, Lippietz lost to Mikey and this and that." And Errol did that was 2 weight classes. What Errol did to Lippietz. I mean, what Errol did to Mikey. What Lippietz did. Mikey was a better athlete at 140. But it is what it is. They're gonna talk whatever Bud do. They gonna. It's nothing that he can do to win. I'm thinking about going live during the fight, but it's nothing that Terrence Bud Crawford do to win over those fans. When people got their mind set on something, they not changing. And I said this shit on the phone. I might have said at the beginning of the stream. I said at the beginning of I said on the phone with somebody else, and I might have said, females hate to admit that they wrong. All right? You got a lot of guys out here that's pushing false narratives. Men, we able to fight. We able to throw controllers. We able to exchange blows. We able to go one-on-one in the basketball court. We able to have disputes. Who look better or who hoop better or who you Beyonce or Leah in her prime. We can have debates like that all day. Come to blows. Come to verbal lashings. But at the end of the day, we can both say, you know what, man, we made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I went a little bit too far talking about your fat ass mama, and I went a little bit far talking about your bald headed no hair daddy. We can admit that, you know what, bro. But women, Ronnie, salute. Women. The reason why women relationships, they sever the relationships a lot of time and they fall out because nobody want to apologize. Women and the men a male relationship, maybe a male friend, maybe a boyfriend, husband. You know, for people who've been in a relationship, women hate to admit that they was wrong. If you got a woman that can admit that she wrong, you got a crown jewel. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, women, they hate to admit that they're wrong. That's a woman trait. And dudes on here, look here, I tell you I'm wrong all day. Oh man, I thought Lopez was gonna get sparked out. I'm wrong. You know what? I come out here, if I wait 24 hours, 48 hours to talk about Lopez and Comey and being wrong, if I wait 24, 48 hours or 3 days or 4 days to talk about Crawford getting dropped, if I don't come out here and say, I thought Crawford got dropped. Yeah, I will. I came out, first thing I said in the video, one of the first things I said, I think Crawford got dropped. I think it was a drop, but, he fought a tough fight. That was a good fighter. Kalavis can do some things. I came out here and admitted my wrong. Oh, I was wrong about Lopez, man. Came out, do my video, did live next day. I had no problem admitting that I'm wrong. But when Errol Spence don't knock out Sean Porter in the round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds, when he don't knock out easy roll Sean Porter, easy route Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Errol Spence, he getting too fat in between fights and he need to stay in the gym and he weight. It's all these excuses. When Errol Spence, duck Terrence Crawford, I'm gonna take the easy road with Sean Porter. Oh, when Keith Thurman come in, nobody talk about Terrence Crawford. Oh, I'm gonna fight Pacquiao first and do this, but nobody calls horse shit on him. You could tell who real and who not. You could tell who real and who not. Instead of admit that they was wrong, they changed the narrative. Wilder turned down a fight versus he turns down a fight versus AJ, a 3-fight deal. They'll probably have him fight AJ next year. I acknowledge it. What I say? Me and Dr. Blick came on. I said, you know what? Wilder should have took that deal. I said Wilder should have took that. Didn't I say that? 3 fights, 100 million, 4 fights, 120. I say he should have took that deal. Well, nobody gonna watch him on the zone, man. You think when Floyd Mayweather count his money, he care about who watched him, who not? If the money right, the deal right. So, like I said, ain't no narratives being changed unless I got a great reason to. And it's always exceptions to the rule. But like I said before, you can see who real and who fake. Yeah, I mean, you go around listening to people that drops no knowledge. No knowledge. Tim Bradley is a raccoon, right? Coward. Tim Bradley is a raccoon. Coward. Because he taking up for Terrence Crawford. Let that sink in for a minute, dog. Let that sink in for a minute. Tim Bradley is a raccoon because he's taking up for Terrence Crawford. Now, is Terrence Crawford Mexican? Is Terrence Crawford white? Is Terrence Crawford Asian? No, Terrence Crawford is darker than Errol Spence. Now, is Terrence Crawford an Uncle Ruckus? No. Is Terrence Crawford them 2 girls that be with Donald Trump? Is he a Curtis Jackson? No. Is he an All Lives Matter in Floyd Mayweather? Mr. I support Donald Trump? Mr. All Lives Matter? Mr. Donald Sterling? Mr. Gucci? No. So how are you a raccoon for supporting another black man? How? And then take a step deeper. How are you a raccoon, coward? How are you a raccoon for wanting the best to fight the best? So it's trending in boxing for not to want the best to fight the best. Just listen to who y'all listen to, bro. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the dudes that got platforms who know better or who don't know better. Just listen to who y'all listen to. And if you listen to them dudes for entertainment, right? Opening your spirit and opening your energy up to ignorant dudes like that can invite negativity, stupidity onto you. I don't listen to it. Only time I listen to it is Wood do a video on it because it's funny to me. It's entertainment. That's my version of girls watching Love and Hip Hop. It's funny. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it, bro. Don't nobody sit there and call a spade a spade. They just change the narrative, or if it's too hard, if they can't change the narrative, they ignore it and they won't talk about it. I've shown that I'm authentic. I don't hide behind the screen. I show my face every day now. Right? So people say, oh, show your face. I show my face every day, at least in the video. I admit when I'm wrong. Or if you wrongfully get it blocked, I unblock you. Or I give you a second chance. You come at me in the DM. You DM me. I try to get back at you. I might miss a few emails. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. Y'all, I mean, look who y'all supporting, bro. And a lot of people know they're wrong, bro. They know they're wrong. But to call out Tim Bradley, bro, who is a legend, a living legend. Yeah, I called him a living legend. I watched Bradley's career unfold. From going overseas and fighting Junior Witter. He went overseas like Errol Spence went overseas and got a belt as the underdog. Not versus a broke down guy. He went over there and beat Junior Witter. He got dropped by Kendall Holt, got up. He got dropped again. Outboxed Kendall Holt, Montreal, Canada. He fought Lamont Peterson when he was undefeated. He fought Devin Alexander for 140-pound junior welterweight, super lightweight supremacy. He fought that. He fought him. He was with Gary Shaw. So when people say all he fought was top-ranked fighters, Junior Witter wasn't a top-ranked fighter. Kendall Holt wasn't a top-ranked fighter. Devin Alexander wasn't a top-ranked fighter. Lamont Peterson wasn't a top-ranked fighter. Alexander was Don King. Timothy Bradley was with Gary Shaw. Gary Shaw promotional company ended up getting absorbed by Rock Nation. So I just named 4 fighters that I can remember. He fought Nate Campbell, even though it ended in headbutts. Nate Campbell was a top-ranked fighter. All Tim Bradley do is fight top. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? If Tim Bradley acted like Errol Spence, him and Devin Alexander never would have fought. Devin Alexander and Tim Bradley fought because they both wanted to fight the best. And Tim Bradley reigned supreme over the deepest division that I can remember in boxing. From 1 to 15, it was killers. From Madonna to Ketelnik to Matisse to Zab Judah to Kendall Holt to Danny Garcia to Eric Morales to Devin Alexander, Juan Urango, Lamont Peterson. You can go on and on. Nate Campbell. The same Nate Campbell, Manny Pacquiao ducked. Junior Witter. I mean, 1 through 15 kill us. And the audacity of guys to talk on Timothy Brown, that just shows you people don't know nothing about boxing. We talk about Errol Spence would never survive in a division that deep. Errol Spence could dream of, before the Clarkson, he could dream of having a resume of Timothy Bradley. Just that alone, reigning supreme over 140 pounds that he did. Amir Khan was down there. Him reigning supreme over that division. Come on, man. Tell me a division that's been more deeper than that division. It's not too many. And pretty much everybody fought everybody at some point down there. So, and we ain't even got to the top rank portion of it. Joel Casamarior, or Order Fighter. People don't know about Joel Casamarior. We talking about Manny Pacquiao 3 times. We talking about Marquez. We talking about Jesse Vargas. They all Mikey about to fight him. Broner barely beat him. He beat him. Ruslan Provodnikov. Brandon Rios. So I mean, come on. I mean, what are we talking about? Killers. If they was black, he didn't duck black fighters, he didn't duck white fighters, he didn't duck Cuban, he fought everybody. But this is what happens. This is what happens when you lack knowledge. This is what happens when you're ignorant. And you're lazy. You can't go to the internet and Google those things. This is what happens. The only fighter that man ducked was Amir Khan. And you got to ask him why that didn't happen. Rashid, salute. Pure ignorance. Errol Spence probably never be what Tim Bradley is as a fighter. So everybody trying to hear that. Oh, this dude is this and this and man, stop. Turn it off. Turn it off. They get to talking about strippers and eating them. Turn it off. Why would you sit there? This is the first time I'm telling you this. Why would you sit there and subject yourself to ignorant talk? If you've been from the streets, you know what a dime look like. You know what an 8-ball look like. You know what a stripper is. Go to the strip club. Stop giving them dudes your support. This is the first time I'm saying stop listening to them, man. Because all they doing is destroying the boxing community, man. They're destroying the boxing community, man. Stop listening to Tweedledum and Tweedledum and let the other dude hang himself. Beauty shop. Let him hang himself. Don't send me no. I don't watch his channel. He's ignorant. Stop listening to these dudes, bro. They can't even tell you who Joel Casamaior was. Next time y'all want to go over there, send a super chat and ask him about some fighters. Who is Carmen Brazilio? Ask him about that. Watch they dug over your super chat. Yeah, man. Ask him who Carmen Brazilio was. Come on, man. Ask him who Floyd Patterson was. Oh, you talking about Sugar Ray Robinson? Oh, you talking about Floyd Mayweather? Dang. Ask him who Archie Moore was. The old mongoose. How can you educate? How can you distribute education and you don't have no education? You posturing here. And when dudes come on and they talk boxing and they get to talking about stripping and eating the box out and all that, ain't they married? Ain't you married? You talking about eating a box out and you married? You talking about the women down there? When I come in, ain't you married? You got no respect for your lady, bro? To be on the internet talking about eating another stripper box out and being a pimp and what was your wife Taraji P. Henson from what was that Terrence Howard movie? Hustle and Flow? Your wife was one of your little $2 tricks that you knocked up and you just said I'm a married because I like her? Harrison, man. Salute Corey Lee. Y'all go subscribe to this shit. Tired of y'all, man, because niggas keep sending me the videos. People keep talking. I might care about that, bro. If they ain't dropping knowledge, dog, I don't care about it. These dudes don't know nothing about boxing. They know Errol Spence. They know Errol Spence. They know Jermall Charlo. They know Jermall Charlo. They know Jermall Charlo. They don't know nothing about boxing. Nothing. Nothing. Go on there and ask them who some of these fighters was. I'm telling y'all. Carmen Brazilio. Archie Moore. Shit, throw a fake name out there. And you know who Fletcher Williamson was? Shit, motherfucker from Dallas and from Texas don't even know who Terry Norris was. He barely know what a George Foreman grill is. Come on, man. Ask him who the baby bull is. Ask him who Michael Casitas is. Who are Casitas and Marquez. Come on, man. Ask him who some of these back. You don't even gotta go all the way back. Ask him who Riddick Bowe was. Ask him who David Tua was. Michael Grant. Shit, you say who Seth Mitchell was. Them niggas don't know that. I ain't trying to hear that, man. You control the narrative, but you don't know what boxing is. So now you got real boxing aficionados and media members looking at every black channel like we ignorant, giving dudes a bad name. Giving dudes a bad name, Mr. White, salute. You know, I thought Errol Spence was supposed to knock Sean Porter out in 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. What happened to that narrative? Huh? What happened to him knocking out Sean Porter? It's an easy fight, right? Didn't happen. Who told you it was going to be a tough fight? I told you guys. Sean's a better athlete. Sean got hand speed. He'll step up. When the last time Errol Spence got a knockout, bro? When Errol Spence got a knockout, bro? His last knockout was versus Ocampo. His before that was versus Lamont Peterson. Well, all of a sudden he starts stepping up in opposition. Where knockouts go? See, I ain't trying to hear all that crap, man. Timothy Bradley was a great fighter in his time. Can't take nothing away from him. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, oh man, if you don't agree with Al Haymon, you a raccoon. Well, fuck you and him. Fuck you and him. Seriously. If you feel that way, don't make me no difference. Don't need him. Don't need him. They be crazy, bro. Crazy. Crazy, man. Stop dumbing yourself down listening to ignorance, man. He said not this year. No knockouts this year. No knockouts, bro. What happened to him? Where'd they go? You had a lightweight, man. He had a whole lightweight in front of him and couldn't get the stoppage, bro. He had a whole lightweight in front of him and couldn't get this. Why? What happened to Sean Porter? Easy work. All work, easy work. He said now Sean Porter needs to fight his friend Bud because he did better than what them thought. Why not Danny Thurman or Pacquiao? I mean, it is what it is, man. They're going to continue to turn the narrative. If Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight tomorrow, it was the accident. If they fought before the accident or the accident didn't happen, he was weight drained. He out of shape. He really chose to be at 54. You know what I'm saying? He beat Keith Thurman. He was old and beat down. He beat Danny Garcia. Everybody beat Danny Garcia. It don't really matter. At this point, Bud's just fighting to be undisputed in two different weight classes. They can never admit that they was wrong. Every now and again, they say, okay, yeah. They can't admit that they was wrong. And what's so funny is you got leadership, though, right? You got a whole community. You got leadership. So you telling me the real dudes over there that know boxing can't hold these dudes accountable? You can't put them to the side like, hey, bro, man. Hey, man, you can't be doing this, man. Or y'all out of pocket for this. Come on, no control. No control. No accountability. You know, how you I'm gonna say this. Everybody got 9 to 5, right? Basically. Or you run your own business, or you got real estate, or whatever you do, whatever you're doing on the side. How do you have a 9 to 5 and then you come on YouTube and have another boss? Tell me that. Oh, you can't talk about this, or we can't talk about that, or we, man, come on, man. We all grown, man. Ain't nobody tell me what I can and can't talk about. Can't. There's so many people just weak-minded, bro. Being strong-minded don't have nothing to do with how much money you got. It's about what you've been through and what you persevered through. You got dudes that's legitimately high on heroin on YouTube. I'm not saying nobody name. You got dudes legitimately get drunk and come on YouTube in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You got married men talking about infidelity and openly talking about cheating on their wives and all that. So come on, who want to be a part of that? Who think it's cool to cheat on their wife and glorify it? Who think it's cool about selling poison in their community and glorifying it? Who think it's cool to only get your comments read when they light up in the color or when you send a PayPal or a super chat? Who think it's cool? Who think it's cool to come out here and talk half-ass about boxing and bullshit? Who think cool? It's not cool. Only the weak-minded think like that. Don't be a follower. Be a trailblazer. Be a starter. Be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Stop listening to that bullshit, man. It ain't even entertaining, bro. They stacking their cheese up off of y'all. And you're not getting nothing from it. What you getting from it? What you getting from it? An hour show? You getting an hour show. Niggas won't even go hour 20, hour 30, hour 40. You know what I'm saying? What you get, a half-ass live stream? Oh, I'm getting drunk off some liquor. I'm going to go live and see how much money I can. Come on, man. And I hope a lot of these dudes don't go home and tell their wife, oh, you better stop going to church and giving that fake God preaching pastor your money when you giving money to to fake pimps that's talking about other people's lifestyle. Stop playing. It's crazy. It's crazy, dog. I'll take a couple more questions, man. But like I said before, hella crazy. Ain't no pro black, bro. Ain't no pro black, man. It ain't. And one of my subs said it before. It ain't nothing such thing as pro black. It's just your subject. It's just your opinion. That's it. It's your opinion. If you think this what a raccoon mean, this what a raccoon is. This what that is. This what that is, man. It's what they think. It's what they believe it is, man. It's sad though, bro. It's pro green. That's it. Shout out to Grayland. You know, I mean, who don't want to see the best fighting the best? Who don't? Who don't want to see the best fighting the best? Who don't? That's when you know somebody flaw. And like I said, I take a couple more questions. That's how you know somebody flaw, somebody fake, somebody garbage, somebody trash. When they don't want the best fighting the best, and they giving excuses why this fight shouldn't happen, or come on, man. And it ain't even about even stealing the content, bro. Like, I really could put a lot of people on blast, but I'm not cut like that, bro. But that whole little movement over there is just snakes in the grass, man. A lot of these dudes don't want to see the best fight the best, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can give a fuck if Deontay Wilder get that fight or not, and I fuck with him. I can care less. I don't care about his fight with Tyson Fury for the most part. I don't care about two clumsy dudes fighting for what? They fighting for one belt still. They not about to give me they not about to take my $100 for that fight. I'm sorry. I go to the movies and check it out though. He said, how's it pro black with TGB promotions everywhere on PB? Exactly, bro. Tom Brown. Texas said Bud has been a welterweight since June last year, and he's already fought he has already defeated 3 undefeated fighters. All 3 were taller than him and bigger than him, and that's facts. People don't look at that though. But he can't get the fights. Like I said, I don't want no credentials if I gotta curb my opinion. I hear people talking about they go to these fights and the promoter, the people that run the media credential place. What about this video? Or you need do more videos on this guy, or take this video down, or we ain't like this video. Man, get out of my face. Get out of my face. At the end of the day, you don't tell Yahoo what to write. Look, if you want to make a video suggestion, it come from Top Rank, it come from The Zone, it come from Magnum Media, PBC, pay me. I had to tell somebody that today. He's like, yeah, we go to these events and they say this and they say that. Nigga, I told them, hey, pay me then. I told him to get a sheet next time he go. Get a sheet with your pay scale. You want a video about Lomachenko or about this lane? This is how much it's going to cost. Pay me. For real. Focus Film, salute. Pay me. Do you think Eddie is trying the hardest to put the biggest fight? Man, I believe he's trying, bro. You know, I still don't believe in the Pilgrim. But he's trying to put the best fights together, man. He's trying to put the best fights together. Got to get a Pilgrim that, man. He trying. And I think Al Haymon around here lying and protecting his fighters. That's what I believe is happening. At the end of the day, they did offer Anthony Joshua $50 million, right? And Anthony Joshua, said he didn't see the money, right? We can agree with that. Okay, he said that. But the Zone offered Deontay Wilder a $100 million deal for 3 fights. He's getting $20 million to fight Brazil, right? He would have got $40 million or whatever it was to fight Ortiz, and he would have got the rest to fight Anthony Joshua. But then again, Anthony Joshua got a mandatory. So, I mean, Wilder could have fought Brazil, or if he signed a 4-fight deal, would have been no problem. Could he have fought Brazil, Ortiz, He could fight whoever he want. Even Tyson Fury, he could fight whoever he want to in February. You know what I'm saying? They could have paid Eustace to step aside in the WBO, and him and Wilder could be fighting at the middle or end of next year. So at the end of the day, he left $100 million on the table. 120, $110 million on the table, right? He made 20 versus Dominic Brazil. He made a guarantee of 20 versus Ortiz. He probably didn't get much back end money. So let's say he made about $45 million in 2 fights. He made half the money in 2 fights that he would have made. He would have made overall. Because if it break down 20 for Brazil, 40 and 40, come on, who made the bad business decision? Who made the bad business deal? To do what? The fight on Showtime? Ain't nobody watch Showtime. Who watch Showtime? Nobody watch Showtime no more. Look at their ratings. The fight on Fox pay-per-view to do what? They do what? 300,000. They say they did about 250,000. Come on, man. Come on. They've been fucking Deontay Wilder raw for a long time, bro. The IBF title, he could have been undisputed right now. I mean, he could have been unified right now. They took Charles Martin over. They took Charles Martin over and sent him to Eddie Hearn and made AJ a champion and title holder. Al Haymon gift wrapped Anthony Joshua first belt. If you had $50 million to pay AJ, right? And Charles Martin got what, 5 or 7 to fight AJ? Why not just give Charles Martin $5 to $7 million to fight Deontay Wilder if y'all got it like that? But nobody's seen Deontay Wilder being the star that he is. Or $8 million. Why not front him $8 million? Why not? Why not? If you got $50 million, why not front and give him the $8 million to fight Wilder? So at least now you got 50-50 versus AJ. If you won't, you got 50-50 because you got 2 belts and he gonna have 2 belts. Come on. And then today, Jermall Charlo, I heard, got a career high payday offer from the zone. Big money. If he don't take the fight, then what? Tank got offered what, $5-7 million to fight Tevin Farmer on his own. Tevin Farmer and them offered Gervonta $5 or $7 million to come on his own. Al Haymon and Mayweather didn't send Tank to the zone. So why did he send Charles Martin over to Eddie Hearn? Come on, man. Open up your mind, bro. Open up your mind. Come on, man. This is the same dude that paid Peter Quillen $500,000 to drop a belt, not to go fight on Jay-Z card versus Matt Korobov, who ended up getting knocked out by Andy Lee. Destroyed Peter Quillen's career. Peter Quillen's career got destroyed for $500,000, bro. He said, why not get Pacquiao $40 million to fight Errol? Yeah, it's about to get like Triple G like $40 million to come over to PBC. They ain't trying to make these brothers no stars, bro. Come on, man. You got $50 million for Joshua, right? But you can't get Manny Pacquiao money and force him to fight Errol because Al Haymon want the money. I mean, because Floyd Mayweather want Manny Pacquiao. Ivan Reddick has a cherry red hair, and Danny has a cherry red jacket on in the press conference. PBC Premier Boxing Cheers. Crazy though, man. That's what y'all got to listen. Open up your mind, bro. Was that really $50 million? If they got $50 million to give Joshua, why not give it? If since Errol Spence is big star, why not give it to Errol Spence to fight Manny Pacquiao? If you could take half of $50 million, you could take shit. You could take 20 of that. Give 10 to Keith, give 10 to Errol, and make them fight on pay-per-view. They ain't got the money they say they got, man. I'm telling you that right now. Come on, man. You got all this money going around. Then we supposed to be got Errol and Pacquiao. You tell me Manny Pacquiao not gonna fight Errol Spence for like $40 million, $35 million? Man, Wilder ain't got soon. That nigga like 35 years old. He ain't got soon. He got now. You know what I'm saying? He got now. Tomorrow ain't promised. I kept telling y'all that all this year. Wilder got now. The right move should have been made. Wilder should have been unified champion. And Wilder should be walking into a AJ fight right now. They could give Bud 25 million, Errol 25, and they would have took it. Remember, Errol said he would fight Canelo for 20. Because they pump faking. He ain't one got footage of Errol Spence working back in the gym. Apparently, Derrick James tweeted that Spence back in the gym. That nigga probably went to the gym and used the porta potty, used the John, and walked out. Neutral natural salute. The boxing world waited 5 years for Pacquiao and Mayweather, and come on, and got the great value brand. Got two grandpas in the ring. Crazy, man. These dudes want to milk it. They don't got the money, people. Man, Al Haymon got some Richcraft contract on them. Even if they want, some of these guys want to take these fights, man, they're not gonna take them. I heard from a boxer, man, that said Al Haymon very, very powerful. He can stop a lot of things from going on from you. So, like I said before, I think Al Haymon is ruling by fear. And I think people say, "Oh, he's such a great man." I think it's fear. Ain't all the loyalty in the world to say I can go over here and make 20, 100 million, but I'm gonna stay committed to Al. Man, that shit fear. Or is money under the table? Ain't all the stupid in the world to say $100 million 3 fights, $120 million 4 fights, or I don't want to be used by the zone. Man, I don't give a fuck what they talking about. I went to the zone. The AJ fight didn't happen. I pro'd up $120 million. What else there to talk about? You might not get the hardware, but hey, you came home $100 million. Deontay Wilder may not make that money. He made 20 with Ortiz and 20 with Brazil 40. So he got to make 60 with Tyson Fury to make up for what he lost in the zone deal. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Dre salute. Ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna make up all that money, man. You crazy? I'm talking about 200 million paper. Them must be smoking a crack rock. I ain't about to pay 80, 150 for that fight. I ain't about to see the way Tyson Fury was looking, man. Ain't all that much black support in the world. At least if they waited to March, the niggas had their tax money was taxable and more people would have bought it, but they don't think that way. Stupid. He said he seen Spence on the wheelchair in a treadmill. You don't think he getting 30 to fight? Man, I doubt it, bro. He got to make 60 to make up that shit. He said U.S. cable networks versus international streaming both are good for boxers, but Al has bosses. Yeah, he worked with his own. PBC appear on some of his own markets outside the United States. He got international streaming money and all that. Yeah, he got to make some money somehow. Al Haymon worked for Fox. But it is what it is. We talking about bullshit, man. Anybody got some other questions before I roll out? Roll out, can't stop that. Me and my homie roll out. Tell my business. Straight up about my business. Cause it's mine, oh mine. Come on, man. We on our bully today, bro. There's so many perpetrators in boxing, bro. I might just start a channel just calling dudes out. I ain't got the time. Tony, man. Tony. Prediction video up. Tony. It feels good. Yeah. Let's get down. That's my shit. Get down, Tony, and DJ Quick. You put that on, man. Can't nothing but be a dope party. Oh man, these dudes, man. These dudes out here, man. These perpetrating, man. Regulators. Might change my channel name to Regulator Sports TV, man. Mount up. It was a clear dark night. All these fools, man, come on here drunk. They got a motherfucker that got a heroin high on here, man. I know y'all ain't picked that nigga be nodding off and shit. Oh man, oh, are we live? But live. Motherfuckers be getting drunk on air and shit, man. Talking about they a lawyer. Yeah, you play one on TV, motherfucker. You got niggas wearing shades and shit. Don't show their face and shit, nigga. Like, nigga, fuck wearing some motherfucking dark ass shades if they ain't buffs at fucking 9 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon or at nighttime. Fuck up out of here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Niggas think they is Tone Loc, the wild thing. Ass niggas, man. These niggas on here, y'all, that's how heroin or crack, whatever. That's here. That nigga be, man, right, nigga be drunk. You know what I'm saying? Call that bitch OD boxing talk. What the fuck y'all talk about? That's OD boxing talk, nigga. Ain't no OG, nigga. That's OD, nigga. Somebody on that bitch. Oh man, what, man, what? Oh man, you got a dope fiend and a motherfucking alcoholic, man. Come on, man. Come on, y'all gotta wake up, man. Then you got a felon in a wannabe Milwaukee pimp, man. Come on, man. Listening to about somebody else's life story and shit, man. You got Rick Ross. 2 Rick Rosses on a boxing channel, man. And I ain't talking about Freeway Rick Ross. Yeah, man, you know, I had this one white broad, man. I had a mean walk, man. She pulled up. My daddy said, damn, son, that's you. Come on, man. You can write that, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's me. I remember I was in a shootout back in 87, and I said, Tyrone, pass me the Uzi. I fumbled the Uzi, but Tyrone picks it up. He rolled out the caddy. I said, oh no, he rolled out the caddy. Tyrone shot both of them dudes. And then we took 55 keys from him. And then I got on, man. Damn, man, for real. Down here in Texas, man, I mean, we ain't really got Cadillac like that. But man, I remember one time, man, I went to the candy store, man, and dog, man, I picked up some Laffy Taffy, and under the Laffy Taffy was a whole 8-ball. Me and my boy Monty, man, we got out there whole, man. See that super chat, man? I'll tell you the rest of the story. Yeah, we good looking, man. We got that 8-ball, man. We chopped it up. We stretched it out to a whole bird, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And bruh, man, we got on, bruh. They were hating on me, dog. Man, for real, man. And Milwaukee, man, you know, yeah, man, we ain't got too many 8-balls, man. You know, but I had this one fine broad, man. You know, I had this one fine broad, man. She had mean one, man. And I used to let her wide my face. You know what I'm saying? And then I used to pimp her out my Cadillac. You know, Tyrone be driving, and I have in the back. I was really on some DJ whoop that trick type stuff. I mind, I can't pimp, bro. You know, they know me out here in Texas, man. You know, they know me out here, man. They know me, man. You know, so when I got that 8-ball and stretched it to a whole bird, man, I can't really show my face. You know, I'm kind of like man, what you call that, man? Somebody tell me the super chat, man. What you call that, man? I was kind of like, hey, yeah. I was like Frank Lucas, man. You know, I had the little beard and mask on, man. So I was getting in these streets, man. All right, that's Trio Boxing Talk today, man. I said, now you want to close it out. Yeah, man, y'all keep sending them super chats. I'm going to be live tonight, man. So, y'all can fund my new hair. But I mean, y'all can come send those super chats and we gonna kick that shit, man. Yeah, man. It's that Texas, man. I'm out of here, bro, man. Enough entertainment for now. Y'all know what the business is. Mr. One Time for the one time. Share the video. We gone.